And quickly bringing in our guest joining us this afternoon, Namit Saxena, advocate on record Supreme Court, is with us. Anurag Naidu, author from Bengaluru, is also joining us live. Also, Sajid Rashidi, president of All India Imam Association, is live with us this afternoon. Good afternoon to you, gentlemen. We also have, I believe, advocate Ehtisham Hashmi. And first to you, Namit Saxena, what do you make of the kind of arguments that are being presented by the Muslim side? Once again, we've seen them talk about the 1991 Places of Worship Act and how the maintainability plea, at least an aspect of it, can be seen in violation of the Places of Worship Act.
Yeah, I don't see, that why 1991 Act, how 1991 Act is applicable at all once. Because 1991 Act completely works or functions in a different footing. There has to be some permanency attached on that religious character to a particular place, and there has to be conversion, which is something which should be irreversible in nature. So there is no question, because there is a suit for right to continuous worship. So there is, applicable to 1991 Act at all once. Second, even assuming that this act is applicable, under Section 4, Clause 3, Clause A, there is an exemption card drafted out for sites which are covered under the Ancient Monuments Act of 1958. So any of the sites, this particular site is exempt from it. That act has no applicability. So the application under Order 7 Rule 11, if it's solely based on the 1991 Act, then that application deserves to be dismissed, because this act does not per se preclude the plaint. So plaint cannot be rejected only on the strength of the 1991 Act, in my view.
Absolutely. And Sajid Rashidi, to that, when the Supreme Court also earlier on, when it asked the district judge to take over the case, said that, when we talk about the survey to ascertain the religious character of the place of worship not being in violation of the 1991 Places of Worship Act, then why is it that the Muslim side is resorting to this argument every now and then? Why can't we wait?
देखिए, हमें सबसे पहले ये समझना पड़ेगा कि ये कानून हमें क्या बताता है और कानून है क्या। 1991 जो वर्शिप एक्ट है, इसका सेक्शन 3 ये कहता है कि किसी भी रिलीजियस प्लेस की आप कैरेक्टर को चेंज नहीं कर सकते, थोड़ा सा भी चेंज नहीं कर सकते। पूरा चेंज करना तो बहुत अलग बात है, थोड़ा सा भी चेंज नहीं कर सकते। और इसका सेक्शन 4(2) ये कहता है कि उसके खिलाफ अगर कोई कानूनी याचिका दायर है पहले से, तो उसको ख़त्म कर दिया जाएगा और नई कोई याचिका उसमें नहीं लगाई जा सकती। और सेक्शन 3 में एक और क्लॉज है, उसमें क्लॉज में लिखा गया है कि अगर ये भी साबित हो जाए कि किसी दूसरे मजहबी इबादतगाह को तोड़कर ये इबादतगाह बनाई गई है, तो भी इसका कैरेक्टर चेंज नहीं किया जा सकता।
रशीदी साहब, कैरेक्टर चेंज करने की तो बात अभी हो ही नहीं रही है ना। उस मुद्दे पर अभी हम पहुंचे नहीं है। वो अभी कोर्ट इस मैटर के बारे में कोई रूलिंग नहीं दे रहा है, तो हम
हो गया चेंज, कैरेक्टर चेंज हो गया।
कैरेक्टर चेंज करने की बात नहीं हो रही है अभी कोर्ट बोल रहे हैं। टॉप कोर्ट ने भी ये बोला है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट बोल रहा है कि अगर सर्वे कंडक्ट किया जा रहा है टू असर्टेन, एस्टैब्लिश करने के लिए कि उसका रिलीजियस कैरेक्टर क्या था, उसमें क्या दिक्कत है?
आप मुझे ये बताइए, सेशन कोर्ट ने जो आनन फानन में बगैर रिपोर्ट सबमिट किए वजू खाने को बंद किया, लॉक कर दिया, तो ये कैरेक्टर चेंज करने वाली बात है कि नहीं है? और जब रिपोर्ट से पहले ये कह दिया गया कि बाबा आ गए और शिवलिंग साबित करने के लिए सारी हिंदू तंजीमें लगी हुई हैं, तो ये कैरेक्टर चेंज करने वाली तो बात है। दूसरी एक झूठ और फैलाया जा रहा है।
एविडेंस इज समथिंग दैट नीड्स टू बी लुक्ड एट। इसीलिए जो भी कोर्ट ने अभी तक बोला है कि ये वाला एरिया सील किया जाएगा, क्योंकि अभी मैटर कोर्ट में है। आई एम गोइंग टू आस्क यू जेंटलमैन टू वेट विद दैट थॉट। वी आर गोइंग टू गो अक्रॉस टू अदर गेस्ट्स एज वेल। फॉर द मोमेंट वी नीड टू स्लिप इन अ वेरी शॉर्ट ब्रेक हियर। स्टे विद अस। Hi, good afternoon. We continue getting you non-stop updates tracking as far as the hearing by the district judge in the Gyanvapi case is concerned. Now, remember, the original maintainability plea is up for hearing today. Let me go across to our guests who continue to stay with us patiently on this broadcast this afternoon. Anurag Naidu, if I could come to you next. There's so much talk going on about the Places of Worship Act 1991, and we've seen the Muslim side invoke it once again in today's arguments. But as for what has been said so far is concerned, now remember, there are a lot of parallel claims that are being made by them. The Muslim side is also not very keen in making the contents of the videography and the photographs public. Neither are they interested in, the Shivling narrative that is being peddled by the Hindu side, as they are calling it, because they're saying this is creating public disturbance. Now, what do you make of these kind of developments taking place? Is this just a narrative being peddled to make sure that, there is some sort of weightage that is constantly coming in for the Muslim side?
No, absolutely, the narratives are being peddled, but with all due respect to our Muslims brother who are also fighting for their cause, and I think let us all give it to an unprecedented contest, and a very peaceful one this time in the court, and both the sides putting up points on the merit. But I think 1991 Worship Act is itself a very sticky wicket. Now, what happened? The choice of the issue taken by Muslims brother is itself wrong, because when it comes to the Gyanvapi case as a specific, and I'm not taking any parallel or reference to a Ayodhya matter or Mathura, I'll come to that later. But when it comes to Gyanvapi, we all know that there's solid evidence of the presence of Shivling in the Wazu Khana. Not only that, there is a strong evidence of thousands of pictures of gods and goddesses. There is a Shringar Gauri temple inside. So these claims are substantially big. So what it makes this issue far more important than just a Shivling, and far more important than just a worship 1991, particularly after the Supreme Court has said ascertainment of religious character is not wrong. And somebody in our panel just said that, the character is being changed. I see that as an intimidation, and we should censor people like them, because nothing of that kind is happening. So what he's trying to do here? He's trying to create instability in the society, which was otherwise running very peaceful. We are having debates in such a peace and coordination, and we are all agreeing to the fact, by and large, that Hindus were persecuted all these years. 40,000 temples were brought down. So we have substantial claims. And what are Hindus claiming here? We are not claiming that the mosque should be brought down and the temple should be built. All that we are claiming is, give us a right to worship. Can't we have the highest standards of secularism in the world, where Hindus and Muslims worship in the same corridor? That's the whole point about. So the Hindus have also evolved. It is not, and people trying to connect it with Ayodhya or Mathura, and now some plea is coming up in Mangalore. This is nothing but the act of intimidation and the act of, inciting emotional, battles, which never existed. Now, the India that we are seeing, both the sides is putting up a spirited battle, and I think there is more than what meets the eye. Let us wait for the court to give a hearing, and I think maintainability of the suit is the most important thing. And I see that the legal system is really moving in the right direction.
If we go by the latest arguments, quick update before we go across to Ihtisham Hashmi. Paragraph 22 of the Hindu lawsuit is being opposed by the Muslim side right now, and we continue putting out all those breaking news updates on our screens. But Ihtisham Hashmi, as far as the evidences that have come to light, and what was put out by Times Now as well, of the kind of traces of the Hindu temple that were recovered in the survey, also videos, some of those that were accessed by our channel, it is clear that there is something that needs to be looked at in detail. So why are we not waiting for the courts to hear the sides out, to look at the survey report in detail and come out with a ruling? Why are we going about with these kind of narratives to invoke and instigate? Mr. Hashmi, I believe you're on mute. If you could just unmute yourself, please. We'll reconnect with Mr. Ihtisham Hashmi, but yes, those are some of the experts and their take on what's happening in the court and the developments taking place. The Muslim side continues with its argument as far as the maintainability plea is concerned, the original one. Times Now gets you non-stop live updates. Stay on with us, slipping to a very short break here for the moment.